Good morning, everyone. Thank you. My name is Nathaniel Harrison Joyner, or Nathan. For some of you, I hope I'm the first to say Happy Valentine's Day. I feel like this whole holiday has kind of been breezed over here. So first two slides, really light on the content on the screen, so I'm going to do a lot of talking, just kind of speak you through this. We'll get into the nitty gritty a little bit later, all right? My name is Nathan. I was raised in the Keys. I moved to Ocala in grade school. Lived here through graduating high school, where I attended Bellevue High, graduated from the ACE program. Upon graduation, went to Florida Gulf Coast University in Fort Myers, or Dunk City, wings up, any love? No, went to the Sweet 16 my freshman year, great choice. While in school at Florida Gulf Coast, was involved in multiple student organizations, was a member of fraternity. While there, we planned socials, events, getting contracts to host at venues, contracting artists, basically the whole spectrum of planning events, garnering interest, what have you. Was served multiple terms on Student Government Council. During one of those terms was served on the Appropriations Committee. We managed a budget which at the time was about 2.9. Now it's grown to about 3.8 million. It's funded through an A&S fee, which is basically a per credit hour fee that every student pays. It's accumulated and it gets distributed by student government through appropriations. During my last year in Fort Myers, I was executive assistant for the head of a real estate development firm in downtown Fort Myers. During that time, working alongside him, I really saw the characteristics and focus that it takes to really drive home, large dollar projects and really bring those things into fruition and breathe life into concept. So, upon leaving Fort Myers, I just graduated last semester, and during that time of I was phasing out, I wasn't spending time staying in Fort Myers, leaving the developer. I was really focusing on where my next step was going to be. During my last year with McFarland, was the name of the developer, during the last winter, so it was winter of 2016, I remember I was sitting in the square in Ocala and I was seeing the lofts being developed, and being in development at the time, I was thinking, okay, well, if there's development happening here, people believe in Ocala. Ocala is not dead. I've heard Slocala terms since being in middle school, and that's what Ocalans take pride in, being Slocala. We're proud of being behind of all these other large markets that are surrounding us, and that never sat well with me, especially being college young, going out and being around. If you get 3 or 4 people from Ocala in the same place in an outside area, there's an energy that's around them and within them that people feel, and I don't know if you guys have witnessed it or been part to it, but it's there. So it's, oh man, that X is supposed to be in the middle of that O, so we'll just, it was like that on my computer, I promise. So that kind of hole in the middle of Ocala, that's the X spot that FIA Fest plans to hit. It's right there. So, where am I at? All right, so that hole in Ocala, I believe Ocala has a vibrant, underserved market, especially within its youth. And I mean, these people, every time you want to do something, you have to travel an hour and a half, 2 hours outside of Ocala, to get an experience that makes you feel like you're a part of, this new generation, so to speak. And the fact that void is there, is proof that there's a market for it. But evidenced by the existence of groups like this, there is a desire in Ocala to push past that, outside of selling horses. No knock on the horse industry. I want them to be a part of this too, believe me. So at that time was when the concept for FIA Fest started. We'll kind of go into what it is. But what FIA serves is it's a source of community pride, unity, engagement. It fills needs for excitement, experience, education, exposure, ego satisfaction, social interaction, spirit. It's a platform to showcase and commemorate great artists, arts, chefs, really, expression arts from all mediums and genres. And biggest thing is a draw from surrounding markets. So concept, so FIA Fest operates as a dual event concept. So it's seasonally themed. It's fall into autumn music and arts festival. FIA Fest shortens up, but anybody over the age of 1 has experienced a fall or autumn season. So it's non-restricting to any demographics or cultures. It's a high energy weekend, so the event centers around Black Friday. So that weekend of Thanksgiving is probably the busiest weekend in Ocala. We have a family friend who actually just stepped down last year. He was a captain at Marion County SO, and I remember going through this and when talking about the weeks I was looking at and just that weekend in particular, and it was verified by him, it was without a doubt the busiest weekend in the area. But for some reason, all we do in Ocala is cram 5,000 people throughout the night into Pie on Broadway that Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We call it a night, and then that's it. And then the entire area is extremely, and I'm getting the 1 minute. So the event structure, so the first part of the day operates as a food and wine festival. Some carnival operations, just so that it's enough to engage all parts of the community. People come with their kids. And then the second half of the night is a large-scale production concert with world-renowned artists, and really, that's the heavily marketed portion of this event. That's the biggest revenue driver. So, concept of the event, the artist that we really highlight for headlining is Khalid. He just broke the beginning of last year. At the time that I came up with this concept, I reached out to his A&R. The interest was there. Everything was perfect. We had a real tight time window to hit to make FIA Fest happen last year because of the particular day that it had to center on. Anyway, he's now been Grammy nominated for Best New Artist. He's hot, climbing charts, up and coming. I have a clip of one of. This is him. So his music is great. I mean, he just plays great music that everyone loves to hear. I don't care who you are. It's good music and it's good tunes. We have reasonable connection to 2 large name country artists that we believe would come and play. I would like to host, music from all genres. So the real concept for the event of FIA Fest is accommodating to all great artists, arts, and presentations. And that's, what we promote and highlight. So I'm sorry, I know I'm going over time right now. So it's Black Friday all day. The biggest reason, you leverage everything with planning an event. Everything is leveraged to maximize the potential success and minimize potential risks or catastrophic events. Biggest thing for an outdoor event would be weather. Luckily that weekend I can't remember a time the last time I came into Ocala the weekend of Thanksgiving and saw bad weather. I mean, it's beautiful. Holiday weekend, the area is already energized, full of life. Anytime you're planning an outdoor event or event in general, if you can center it around a time that people already have a reason to gather and be excited and be merry, that's energy and momentum that you don't have to create off rip, which, again, maximizes potential for success. The UF-FSU game is also that Saturday every year. Last year when I was going through concept, I spoke with the boosters at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. They're really interested in partnering, with the event and making it a weekend thing, and that would be something that's annual. Location-wise, I wanted it to be close to 75 so that traffic coming in from, outside markets. I mean, if you go down the east side of Ocala, the commute coming from, Tampa or Gainesville or Jacksonville, even depending on where these people come from, you'd have to take too many back roads. I mean, that's all those are the little conversations that people have in their car when they're leaving an event, just how tough it was and long it was getting out of there. Again, just being particular about where you can place the event now leverages the potential success later.